Tales of the Jazz Age by F. Scott Fitzgerald. A Table of Contents. The Jelly Bean. This is a Southern story, with the scene laid in the small Lily of Tarleton, Georgia. I have a profound affection for Tarleton, but somehow whenever I write a story about it I receive letters from all over the South denouncing me in no uncertain terms. The Jelly Bean, published in the Metropolitan, drew its full share of these admonitory notes. It was written under strange circumstances, shortly after my first novel was published, and, moreover, it was the first story in which I had a collaborator. For finding that I was unable to manage the crap shooting episode, I turned it over to my wife, who, as a Southern girl, was presumably an expert on the technique and terminology of that great sectional pastime. The Camel's Back. I suppose that of all the stories I have ever written, this one cost me the least travail and perhaps gave me the most amusement. As to the labor involved, it was written during one day in the city of New Orleans, with the express purpose of buying a platinum and diamond wristwatch, which cost $600. I began it at 7 in the morning and finished it at 2 o'clock the same night. It was published in the Saturday Evening Post in 1920, and later included in the O. Henry Memorial Collection for the same year. I like it least of all the stories in this volume. My amusement was derived from the fact that the camel part of the story is literally true. In fact, I have a standing engagement with the gentleman involved to attend the next fancy dress party to which we are mutually invited, attired as the latter part of the camel. This as a sort of atonement for being his historian. May Day. This somewhat unpleasant tale, published as a novelette in the Smart Set in July 1920, relates a series of events which took place in the spring of the previous year. Each of the 3 events made a great impression upon me. In life they were unrelated except by the general hysteria of that spring, which inaugurated the age of jazz. But in my story I have tried, unsuccessfully I fear, to weave them into a pattern which would give the effect of those months in New York as they appeared to at least one member of what was then the younger generation. Porcelain and Pink. "And do you write for any other magazines?" inquired the young lady. "Oh, yes," I assured her. "I've had some stories and plays in the Smart Set, for instance." The young lady shivered. "The Smart Set?" she exclaimed. "How can you? Why, they publish stuff about girls in blue bathtubs and silly—"
Sample complete. Ready to continue?